What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Strangers Mindz. I'm Fernando, and this is Strangers Reaction. We're gonna continue on with Mind Junkie, top 50 scariest ghost videos of the year that will give you nightmares. If you guys been catching along, we started with number 50 because he apparently took and made a huge compilation of like 2 hours and 24 minutes long, and he's just counting down from 50 to 1. So we're up to 30. We're gonna bring it down to 20. So without any further ado, let's go.
This next creepy video was recorded and uploaded to YouTube by Zombie660R. Initially aimed at capturing their children's impressive cup stacking talent, what began as an innocent family moment took a chilling twist that has left them grappling for answers. This wasn't just a typical home video as the cameras rolled. An occurrence so startling unfolded that the family was rendered speechless.
Cup stacking abilities.
On the shelf behind the children, a doll creepily takes on a life of its own, mysteriously sitting up without any visible force guiding it. The family, oblivious to the doll's movement behind them, continue on like nothing happened. Upon revisiting the footage, the family's initial delight turned into sheer horror, struggling to comprehend the doll's unexplained movement. The footage was aptly titled "Possessed Doll, Real Ghost Footage." Yet, the burning question remains, is this an authentic brush with the supernatural? I'd love to hear your theories in the comments.
I mean, that video was pretty short. The fact that the family wanted it to record the kids doing their, cup stacking, ability. It could be authentic due to the story behind the reason why they were recording in the first place. Because, we come across a lot of videos that, they catch paranormal activity, and then we end up questioning whether or not, like, what's the purpose of them even recording? Aside from if you are actually out there and doing a paranormal investigation, you're just recording something and then you catch something. So they, maybe for some, it might not be a authentic video due to, who's going to record kids cup stacking. But let's just say, giving them the benefit of the doubt that they were innocently doing this, and this, doll do a complete Undertaker rise off their back. Obviously, these things could be done with a string, making something just, set up like this. But I guess we're gonna have to just go with the family story, and they were actually just recording the kids' ability to stack cups. So interesting. Yeah, I guess. But let's keep it moving.
This next creepy video has been shared before, however, it hasn't been picked up by other channels in a while, so I thought I'd feature it. The video, which was uploaded by Nick Foster, who, while out walking in the woods, happily filming his dog Poppy, captured more on his camera than he was expecting.
Get up. Way.
Did you see it? Caught on camera in the dark woods, a
Hard
pale
to miss.
white, ghostly figure can be seen walking between the trees in the distance. But who is it? Nick says that, quote, "In the video I capture something walking. It looked like a soldier in a helmet and trench coat." He adds that, to his knowledge, he was the only person there with his dog Poppy. Viewers agree with Nick's suggestion, embracing the possibility that it could indeed be the ghost of a soldier wandering alone in this dark forest. But what do you think? Is this a ghost caught on camera? I'm curious to know your thoughts on this one.
Well, we all know that dogs have a bit of a sensitivity to paranormal. They would, most likely catch something before we do. Um, I'm not sure what type of dog it is, but it didn't seem like it was on the defense. It was more just playful. Whether or not it even noticed it, to be honest with you, because I believe that a dog's, second nature would be to protect their owners. There's not really much to go into as far as this video is concerned. Obviously, the gentleman holding the camera didn't realize there was anybody there. It looked like they were really deep into this forest, and I guess my only thing is that, is there a reason why he was whispering? I don't know. I pay attention to the very littlest detail, and for paranormal investigators, I'm sure you guys would understand what I mean. But yeah, the fact that he was whispering, the dog kind of maybe reacted to that person, unless if this was orchestrated, that person was already with them and this is just a whole a hoax. But giving this video the benefit of the doubt, it was probably a very good catch. Unfortunately, we cannot really go and get too much information with what we just saw. Again, a lot of these videos, background would be very much appreciated to give a honest opinion.
Many of us have tales of peculiar neighbours, but this TikTok user took it to another level. While out for a solitary walk, she captured this spine-chilling footage.
Going for a walk.
I've seen this one before.
And I see my neighbors.
The lights can be seen flickering on and off. She looks inside, and her neighbours can be seen acting rather strange. Then, all of a sudden, they all creepily turn together at once and stare out right at the girl recording. The video then ends there, and no more videos were uploaded after that. TikTok users were left creeped out to by this video. Many are anxious, speculating about the fate of the uploader given the singular nature of the video. However, others argue it might be a well-crafted hoax. But the question remains, what's your verdict? Leave a comment with what you're thinking.
So yeah, obviously that whole entire thing could be orchestrated. The only thing where it kind of raises, a question is that the girls standing, not the ones sitting on the table, were kind of, if this was being played at normal speed, I believe they were moving a little bit more than normal. Like, especially the one on the right side, she kind of like booked it. Like she kind of disappeared, which is uncharacteristic of a human being to my, perspective. But all of that could have definitely be orchestrated. So, I mean, honestly, this video, every time I see it, I do get the, the goosebumps, the chills, because, it was, it's very mysterious. It has this, this feel to, like, almost like a nightmare. Like, I'm pretty sure I've had a nightmare with something similar like this, as and also with you guys seeing this video. But definitely it's right up there as creepy as fuck.
The next bizarre clip comes from the official Facebook page for the Shambles Market in York, UK. The city of York has a long and famous history of paranormal activity. Local legends such as the Grey Lady, a nun ghost, and other phantoms are all rumoured to haunt the old streets and buildings. The
Bucket
Shambles,
list.
one of the best preserved medieval shopping streets in Europe, has had its fair share of ghostly sightings. And in this video, which is CCTV camera footage taken on the 12th of September this year, something strange was caught. The CCTV footage catches a bike without a cyclist or anyone guiding it, eerily rolling into the middle of the road before briefly pausing and then toppling over. This footage has left Facebook viewers spooked, and even the Shambles Market York Facebook page says it has given them the chills. Viewers believe this to be something paranormal due to the uncountable.
I actually like this footage, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I wonder, I didn't let this guy finish, but I wonder if they noticed that it does seem as though there is a rider on the bike that you could almost see on the shadow that's casting on the floor. So due to that, I'm gonna have to lean more to believing it, because that's very difficult to do. But of course, we got the technology and Photoshop and all this and that that could possibly give, I'm pretty sure they could have done this. But, again, a lot of this stuff, unfortunately, with the paranormal is just, it depends on how you see things. I actually like this video just due to that shadow on the floor. Could this be orchestrated? Of course. But I like that shadow on the floor, to be honest with you.
Number of paranormal encounters in and around the medieval city of York. But what do you think? Is this footage evidence of how haunted York City is? Let me know your thoughts on this one.
But yeah, and also due to the history of that place, for you to have the mindset that there's no way that location, that whole entire place is not haunted one way or the other, then that's, it's almost like saying that we are the only living, existing beings in this universe, right? So due to the history of Europe and that location and all the craziness that has happened in history, this could happen. This it is quite possible that this was an authentic video.
This next entry is a creepy photo taken from the subreddit Ghosts and has left Redditors intrigued. The photo was taken by user Jazz_67 in his grandparents' old home. Jazz says that, quote, "I spent a good deal of my childhood visiting my grandparents' old home. It was essentially an old trailer home with an added renovation, surrounded by both woods and cornfield, as well as an enormous lake or pond behind the home. While going through some old photos, Jazz stumbled across one particular photo that caught his eye. After inspecting it further, he was horrified by what he saw." Captured in a photo taken in the extension part of his grandparents' home, a child-sized apparition can be seen standing at the end of the hallway. But who is it? Jazz says that, quote, "During his grandparents' time of living there, and when he would visit, the main creepy activity would mostly occur in the added renovation area of the home, exactly where this entity in the photo is standing." Redditors believe Jazz's story to be true, and the photo uploaded to the Ghosts subreddit to be legitimate proof of the paranormal. What do you think? Is this a ghost caught on camera as Redditors believe? You tell me.
Well, quite honestly, that is a very good picture, because I'm sorry, I just kind of got distracted because we're about to see a Jinn video, Jinn's domain. But anyway, I have come across a lot of pictures on the net that you could blatantly see that it's like completely photoshopped. But this one gives a different kind of viewpoint. If if you was to take a picture and you get something paranormal, it would look like this. Aside from maybe orbs, or aside from even from the last video that I recorded, with the gentleman in the asylum, and he took a picture and there's like this shiny entity by the window. Those are actual paranormal photos that we could take into consideration as it being legitimate. But this one is very good. I find that this picture very interesting. I like it. You can even tell the details, even the clothing and everything. And it is also transparent. So yeah, I like that one. Let's keep on going. Jin's Domain. Let's see what this one is about.
This next video comes from the popular Pakistani ghost hunting channel Sayar Official.
I'm about to say this right now. These videos from these places, for some reason, they're very extreme, and a lot of them, it seems like it's legitimate. If it's fake, I do not know how they do it. It's the way they do certain things. It is it's difficult to debunk. Let's just leave it like that.
In the video, Ziyad and his team of ghost hunters visit an abandoned ranch miles out in the middle of nowhere. The ranch is said to be incredibly haunted. According to the previous owner, the empty home on the ranch has several unwelcome guests who have made their home there. The owner reported that all 3 of his children became sick at the exact same time with the exact same illness after climbing a tree at the back of the property that they believe is haunted. There have been many other terrifying encounters with the supernatural on the ranch as well, including an invisible creature moving the bed and telling the person in it not to sleep there. It is believed that the ranch is host to not one, but a family of jinns, otherwise known in the Western world as demons. Sayat and his team start their investigation around the old ranch, where they hear a lot of strange noises coming from all around them. Then at around 37 minutes into the video, they capture this.
इसकी आवाज आई थी यार, ये पलटी है.
That was interesting, and I'll tell you why.
हाँ, इधर पड़ी हुई थी.
All of a sudden, a wooden cart is flipped over by some.
That was interesting, and I'll tell you why. That has some weight to it. That cart right there has some weight to it. Probably not 30, 40 pounds, but due to, let's think about it a little bit with physics. There are strings very thin that you could use it to portray certain stuff, what people use to fake videos. That string is not nearly strong enough for it to not even be visible to make that thing do a backflip, because it literally launched up, did a backflip, and landed back on its wheel. That takes a lot of force. That string would have broke.
Thing we can't see. The ghost hunters are spooked by what they've just witnessed, but continue on with their investigation, keen to get to the bottom of whatever is haunting this old ranch. A short while later, they reach a washing area.
I'm gonna pause the video right here. I actually had a podcast with a couple of my friends from Australia. If you guys don't know, I do a podcast with those guys from the West Australian paranormal researchers. They have a podcast called The Shadow Files, and we basically just recorded an episode on paranormal investigations equipment, things that you could use, and for paranormal investigators who are just starting and they want to record certain stuff as far as content is concerned and put on social media, whatever. You could do exactly what they're doing. They're using cameras off their cell phone. I have like 4 cell phones. Obviously, I just have the one that I use personally, but I include that one within my arsenal to record content for you guys. And a lot of these cameras are recording 1080p, and they're good enough, as far as trying to catch something. So if you guys are rookies, these guys are Paranormal Investigator, and I myself use it myself, and it's a very good way to start.
Area of the ranch and capture this.
ओ ये देखें खुरम, ये देखें, ये सिंक भी टूटा हुआ है। आवाज़ आई है खुरम इधर से, सुनिए आपने? हाँ जी। ये
Did you catch that? As Kurum stands in front of the mirror, you can clearly see his reflection, but watch what happens when he turns his head. His reflection in the mirror stays exactly how it was. The pair don't notice and continue on.
I didn't even notice. That actually gave me the chills, because I'm leaning more towards that I'm believing what's going on here. Man.
On with their investigation. Eventually, they reach a room when suddenly they notice something out of the corner of their eye.
क्या आप अपनी मौजूदगी का एहसास दोबारा दिला सकते हैं? क्या आप बगैर नुकसान पहुंचाए? शाहिद.
Oh, okay. I saw something on the top part.
इधर से किसी ने झांका है.
Yeah.
इधर से? शाहिद इधर से किसी ने झांका है. इधर से कोई देख रहा था. मैंने खुद देखा है. इधर से जैसे कोई देख ही नीचे हुआ है.
Now again, did you spot it? The head of something dark quickly ducks down behind a wall as soon as.
It is very blurry, but I did catch it the first time around. What seems to be like a head.
The bright light hits it. They notice and rush over to it, but nothing's there. The ghost hunters continue on with their paranormal investigation around the old ranch, and after a while, they come across a room with an old bed in it. Thinking about the encounters of previous occupants of the ranch, they decide this would be a good way to make contact with whatever entities reside on the ranch, but it turned out to be a very bad idea.
Dude, did you hear how heavy that sounded? As soon as the bed flipped over and it landed on the guy got out from under it, and the bed actually hit the floor. Did you hear how loud that sounded? Now how could they have done this? There's no way this was done with strings. You would have noticed the strings. There's no way that this would have been done with strings. How are you able to use some type of rope that we cannot see for this to happen?
All of a sudden, while Kurum is lying on the bed mysteriously flips over, throwing him flying onto the floor. Terrified by what's just happened, Kurum grabs his
You guys, I think this is legit, because another thing that I just noticed, the two side legs towards the front pointing at the camera, when the other side was being lifted, you could actually see the drag mark being created, like the scratching on the floor, because he was literally laying on it. So check out the two, the two side legs and then check out the floor.
All of a sudden, while Karam is lying on the bed mysteriously flips over, throwing him flying onto the floor. Terrified by what's just happened, Karam grabs his camera and flees in absolute fear. Sayat officials, viewers were on the edge of their seats while watching their paranormal investigation around this old abandoned ranch, with many believing that the ghost hunters were being tormented by a jinn. But what do you think? Did Karam and Shahid encounter real paranormal activity on camera? You tell me.
Man, you guys, that was so freaking interesting. And I love seeing these paranormal compilation videos because, you know, we over here in the States, we don't really see what's going on within the paranormal field outside of the US unless you're looking for certain things. But you see like Mind Junkie, Bizarre Bub, and so many others, they're doing their work. They're doing their job, trying to get paranormal caught on tape videos, creating a compilation, and they're not just sticking within the US, they're going all over the place. As you saw from the last episode, we saw people from China, we saw people from Japan, you know, these guys over here, like, they're all over the place. So this is why I like, you know, I've been watching paranormal videos caught on tape for years, probably since YouTube started, and I'm finally happy that I have the privilege to start reacting to these guys and videos, you know, due to my knowledge with the paranormal. You know, it's awesome. I love this.
This next creepy video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Leviathan almost 3 years ago. Apparently, while Leviathan's parents were away for vacation, they left him in charge of their farm. During the night, Leviathan was awoken by chilling sounds coming from the barn. Too scared to look, he ignored them. However, on the following night, while one of his friends was round, the chilling sounds started again. And this time, with his friend for backup, he decides to go and investigate.
There's just something about walking into the woods and just coming across a house.
As Leviathan opens the gate, a creepy sound can be heard. Then, the gate slams behind them and the creepy sound gets louder. Frozen in fear, Leviathan stands still, hoping to not disturb whatever is lurking inside any further. Then, all of a sudden, the head of something quickly pops up and Leviathan and his friend flee for their lives. Several nights later, Leviathan hears the chilling sounds again, this time much closer than before. He heads out into the darkness and gets the fright of his life.
I'll tell you where my first red flag popped out of, and it's not even with the creature.
As Leviathan makes his way through the dark woods, the creepy sounds can be heard echoing all around him. He shines his flashlight in front of him and something can clearly be seen for a few seconds before it lets out a horrifying noise. Without a second thought, Leviathan makes a run for it. YouTube viewers were left creeped out by this strange creature caught on camera by Leviathan, with many agreeing with top commenters Toxley Moxley and Sekiji9331 that these creatures are known as crawlers and come from underground caves and mines. But what do you think? Did Leviathan capture some sort of creature that lives deep underground? I'm eager to hear your thoughts in the comments section.
All right, so my red flag with this was that, as we humans, when we get into this fight or flight situation, our common sense, our mindset just starts, it's about booking it, especially with something that we don't really understand or recognize. This could, if this is legitimate, if they weren't prepared to witness something like this, my red flag was the friend running away with his hands in his pocket. I'm sorry, you're gonna book it. You're gonna make sure you have your hands free just in case. Even if you fall, you use your hands to block the fall, or even if you fall on your face, your hands are there to pick you right up to keep on booking it, because that is, technically speaking, it's a monster, right? Like the way it sounds, you don't know what it's capable of. This you're not gonna run with your hands in your pocket. That's my red flag. Now, the other thing that is not really rubbing me very well is the fact that the second time this guy was hearing the noises and he went out there by himself, was just a camera. You would think that if somebody's experiencing this creature and you already recognize the way it sounds, you would get whatever you need to try and get rid of this thing. That's just how human brain thinks. This is a dangerous creature. Look how it sounds. It's scaring the crap out of me. I would rather just not have it around than just leaving it to potentially for it to get me later on. So, it's the fight or flight kind of situation that really goes with this video. All of this could have been orchestrated, that's for sure. And the fact that due to the people recording their actions is just making me feel like it's not a legitimate catch. The lunar anomaly, number 23. Let's go.
This astounding footage of the moon was captured by an Italian astronomer named Alberto Meyer and posted to Reddit by Flimsy Union 1524. On the night of April 29th, 2007, at precisely 10:52 p.m, Alberto was grappling with stubborn dust spots on his telescope CCD camera. After cleaning it twice, he became frustrated by yet another mark on his lens. However, this spot did something the others didn't. It moved. Realizing he was witnessing something unprecedented, Alberto rushed to record the footage, albeit with some technical hiccups due to the capture software's frame limitations and his own excitement-induced errors. What unfolded next was nothing short of awe-inspiring. In the stunning conclusion of Alberto Meyer's gripping footage, the unidentified object that captured his and now our attention reveals a complex range of movements that defy easy explanation. The mysterious dark spot embarks on a journey from Wallace Crater, gliding smoothly over the Wallace Alps and passing by a sequence of renowned lunar craters, but the plot thickens. The object abruptly slows to half its original speed and hovers momentarily doorway as if contemplating its next move. Then, with the decisiveness of a guided missile, it makes a sharp turn at a precise 45-degree angle. As if this wasn't perplexing enough, the object accelerates rapidly upon reaching Grace Crater, attaining nearly double its initial velocity before vanishing from sight, as if escaping into lunar oblivion or perhaps the dark recesses of space. Despite a variety of theories ranging from weather balloons to secret satellites, none adequately account for the object's unusual size or complex behaviors. For now, the elusive entity remains a true UFO, waiting for someone to unravel its secrets. Do you have a theory to explain this enigmatic spectacle? Let me know in the comments section.
All right, so first off, I'm going to say that I didn't know that people, NASA most likely, or people, they're naming the craters on the moon. I didn't know that. So, the way this thing is traveling, that's exactly how I'm going to say it. The way this thing is traveling, it has some intelligence behind it. It does a huge, left turn from my perspective, and then just books it straight out of, the moon into the abyss, right? I don't know how people would think that this is a weather balloon on the moon. It baffles me, unless there's no unless. The way this thing looks is that he has a very good telescope to see what's going on out there, and I think he got something credible. So I do believe in aliens. I do believe we aren't the only species in the universe. And today, which is March 20th, 2024, we have seen a lot of activity going on as far as the sky is concerned. So, I always say that before I leave this earth, I want to experience an extraterrestrial event. After that, whatever happens is going to be effed up, or it might be a good thing. But the fact of the matter is, I would like to witness it before I go. So that's just me. Let's continue. The Intruder.
This next creepy video was uploaded by a man who was startled by eerie noises coming from his bedroom. Alone in his house, he initially suspected an intruder. Gathering courage, he approached the room with his phone camera, hoping to provide evidence for the police. But what he ended up capturing was far more from anything a simple police report could explain. When the person recording flicks the light on, someone or something can be seen. That is not quite human. So, just who or what is it? Viewers of this video believe this man's home is haunted, and that whatever this is a quote, shadow figure. But what do you think this is? Let me know.
I'm sorry, you guys. I don't see a shadow figure at all. I actually see a woman with long hair, dressed in black. With this little clip, if this is the only clip that there is that we're seeing, and there are people out there calling that, oh yeah, this place is haunted, it's not surprising that people are so gullible nowadays. But nah, man, this is, this could most definitely even be one of those drunken benders that you're just walking around with the cell phone and you catch, the woman that was supposed to leave, still in bed or something. I didn't see no shadow figure. I saw a woman with long hair, and it's very bad quality video. So, all of this could have been a misunderstanding very easily, or it could be orchestrated very easily. The fact that that's the only thing we saw, there's, you know, to me, there's nothing paranormal at all. 21.
This next creepy video comes from TikTok. When a team of maintenance workers began hearing uncanny sounds from a drain they were attending to, they wisely hit the record button. What they captured sent shivers down the spines of TikTok viewers.
Se lo juro que había algo ahí
Nos
abajo.
devolvemos.
Créame que yo no lo hubiera llamado. Yo hubiera visto algo. Es que yo iba pasando por acá y esa vuelta está destapada.
No cierres esa vuelta. No cierres esa vuelta ahí.
Ahí en la parte al...
As the worker points the camera down the drain, a face all of a sudden appears and just stares up at the workers. Clearly shocked, the worker filming jumps back in fear before the video abruptly ends. TikTok viewers jumped at the sight of this figure appearing out of nowhere, with some suggesting it's a well-crafted prank, while others believe it to be something more supernatural.
Pennywise.
What do you think was lurking in that drain? Share your thoughts in the comments section.
Oh man. All right, guys, we're gonna call it right here. But with that video, I have to honestly say, obviously this could be orchestrated, but the fact that they were looking down into a sewers, whatever that was, must have some incredible upper body strength to be able to hold themselves. I mean, it is doable, but can anybody do it? No, not anybody could do what we just saw unless that person can. And it's basically with whatever is in the sewer, if there's a pipe or something and they're hanging and just, you know, kind of, you know, basically doing a pull-up. But that was right up on that, whatever it is, was right up on the ceiling of the sewers. So that, it does look weird, you know, kind of has a little bit of a feminine you know, features on it. Black beady eyes, you know, seems like it had like hair just combed back, or a hoodie. But is this possible? Yeah. I really can't add too much opinion to this video due to the little of the frame that we got. Is it creepy? Of course it is. Can we believe the reaction of everybody? I honestly don't think that everybody has the capability to be a great actor. But let's just say these guys did, and this is orchestrated, very good job. Now, if it's not orchestrated, there's something in your sewers, my guys. So with that being said, you guys, if you are enjoying my channel, if you guys are enjoying watching Paranormal Caught on Tape and my reactions to it from a paranormal investigator standpoint, do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Support the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next. Peace.